Good morning, class. Today is Tuesday, May 19th. Let's begin with some math. So today we are doing the adding and subtracting word problems on page 25. That's again, adding and subtracting word problems on page 25. So we're going to be doing this entire assignment. I'm going to be doing, every single student is required to do the green circle and the blue square. And then you have a choice. So you can either do the black diamond and double black diamond, or you can spend 30 minutes on IXL. So your choice, however you want to do it today, is completely up to you, but we are on page 25 in our Ultimate Math Notebook. I also have the questions projected up here and posted on Google Classroom. So let's begin. With each of these, I'm going to do one of the questions with you or two. The rest of them you're going to do by yourself, but as always, I'm going to show the answer key. So for this first one, it says two candidates were running for office in Hinesville. Corey Johnson won 92,938 votes. Damian Anderson won 72,093 votes. How many more votes did Corey get than Damian? So I have actually set this up on my whiteboard already with my bar diagram. Again, cannot impress enough. If there's nothing else you get from Math and Eureka this year, the use of bar diagrams cannot be understated. They are your best friend. So I wrote their initials. Damian got 72,093 votes. Corey got 92,938 votes. So now this is exactly like our bar diagram, right? This is the total. This is the part. I want to know how much is left right here. So what I need to do is I need to take my total minus the part to get the remaining piece. So I'm going to do this on my whiteboard. Again, I cannot multiply, add, subtract, or divide backwards on my whiteboard, but I'm going to do this and walk you through it. So my expectation is that you're solving this on your own whiteboard, sidewalk chalk, spare sheet of paper, whatever it may be next to you, so that you're practicing your math skills. So 92,938 minus 72,093. So, most important thing to remember when adding and subtracting is to line it up, line it up, line it up at the decimals. So, we don't have any decimals here, but remember, there's always an imaginary decimal next to our ones place. So, let's do this together. 8 minus 3 is 5, so we're going to write down that 5. 3 minus 9 we cannot do, so we're going to borrow from the other 9. That 9 becomes an 8 because we're moving one of those hundreds over to the tens, so that becomes 10 tenths. So 13 minus 9, let's count out, 10, 11, 12, 13 is 4. So now we have 8 minus 0, easy peasy, 8. 2 minus 2, easy peasy, 0. And 9 minus 7, let's count up from 7, 8, 9, that's 2. So now my answer to this is 20,845. So just as a reminder, I can always figure this out. Let me kind of fill this in. So how could I double check my answer? If I add this number plus this number, I should get this number. So Damian got 20,845 less votes than Corey. Let's take a look at the rest of our answer keys. So number 2, Layla swam 1,225 meters on Monday, 2,800 meters on Tuesday, and 3,950 meters on Wednesday. How far did she swim in total from Monday to Wednesday? So remember, total is a keyword for addition. Joseph is designing a building that takes up 2,384 square feet. Andres is designing a building that takes up 11,283 square feet. How much more space does Andres' building take up than Joseph's? So this is another situation of more than. So more than should cue us to do what? Subtraction. Okay. In the past year, Kayla ran 1,234 meters more than her father. Her father ran 193,045 meters. How far did Kayla run? More than, remember? Well, shoot, I lost my spot. Okay. Remember, more than in this case means we need to add because we have her father's amount and then we need to add on the additional amount that Kayla ran. Gabriel participated in a fundraiser for his school. He raised $15,934 with his team. Lola's team raised 9,999. Lola, even before I knew you, I had you in a question. How much more money did Gabriel's team raise than Lola's? This is a subtraction one. So we have here, number one, we got it, 20,845. Yup, nailed it. Number two, 7,975. Number three, 8,899. Number four, 194,279. And number five, 5,935. Remember, it is my expectation that you are doing each of these. You're pausing, and then you're looking at the answer key. Okay, for our blue square, Hannah, Josephine, and Joshua are playing a card game together. See, Joshua, you're still in my math questions. You're still on my mind. I hope everything is going well, hon. So Hannah, Josephine, and Joshua are playing a card game together. Hannah has 2,120 points. Joshua only has 20 less points than Josephine. And total, the three students have 3,900 points in the game. How many points does each student score? So remember, the first step of the Mrs. Benavita method is to take a deep breath. All right, step two, slash that trash. So for step number two, we're going to slash that first sentence. Hannah, Josephine, and Joshua are playing a card game. As fun as that is for them, who cares? We don't. We just care about the numbers. Step three, circle any cue words. So here, take a look yourself. The ones that I'm seeing that are important keywords are less points than, because it's showing that we need to subtract. Remember that subtraction is less than, right? And then total is a word for addition. Okay, so step four, we are going to underline the question. How many points did each student score? So this is really like a 3-for-1 question. We don't just need to find one of them. We need to find all of their total points. And actually, it gives us one of their points right away, which is Hannah has 2,120 points. Okay, the fifth step for this is to write down all the numbers. So far, I know that Hannah, and I'm going to abbreviate that with an H, has 2,120 points. Okay, I'm going to ignore the units for here because this is not a conversion question, and all I have is like this. So everybody, my expectation is that you're following along. Whiteboard, sidewalk chalk, spare sheet of paper, you're doing this question with me. So then it says Joshua, so I'm going to represent that with a J, has 20 less than who? Than Josephine. And I'm going to say Josephine is with an S. Okay? So this is my number board so far. I guess Joshua also has left. I'm just going to call her Joe. And then Josephine, or Joe, on our board, we don't know, so I'm going to put a little question mark. But total, they all have, how much? They all have 3,900 points. All right, so step number 6. Remember, the Mrs. Benavita's method is important because it the first 5 steps don't involve actually doing any math. And so getting yourself to that point without even attempting to do any math is really, really important, especially when we're dealing with really difficult questions. So for this one, we're going to draw a picture. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to draw a big giant bar because I know that the total amount here is 3,900 points. So let me show you what that looks like on my whiteboard so far. So I've accounted for this total right here. So now I know that Hannah has like the bulk of these points, right? Because 2,000, this is almost 4,000, and she has like half the points herself. So I'm going to divide this in half, even though it's a little more than half, and I'm going to say Hannah equals 2,120. And so right now, I need to figure out how much is left, right? This is just like the ones we did on the green circle. I have this many. I need to subtract 2,120. So let's do this together. Set this up on your board. or whatever you're working with. Again, I'm not going to do the backwards subtraction with you because that just is a mess every time. But I would like all of you to be doing this with me. So I have 3,900 minus 2,120. Now you might be like, Mrs. Benavides, we didn't account for Josephine and Joshua. That's okay. We're going to worry about them here, but we need to figure out how many points they could have together by getting rid of Hannah first. And this is kind of building up to the algebra that you're going to do next year, even though it's practicing the same thing that we've been doing all year long. So first we're going to do 0 minus 0, easy peasy, 0. Forgot to do my little song. When adding and subtracting, the most important thing to do is line it up, line it up, line it up at the decimal. So 0 minus 2, can't do it. We take one of the hundreds, so my 9 becomes an 8, and we give it to my 0. So that becomes 10, because remember, 100 is 10 tenths. So 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7, 3 minus 2 is 1. So the answer here, this little section of my graph, of my bar diagram, is 1,780. 80. I shouldn't say and because it's not a decimal. I'm going to erase this math because that's kind of confusing. All right, so let me kind of go through this again. We started with total, right? 3,900, and my 9 erased a little bit. Okay, we had 3,900. We know that Hannah has 2,120. We know that the remaining is 1,780. So now we know that basically Joshua and Josephine have the same amount except for this 20. So let's assume at first that they have the exact same amount. Okay, just humor me. Because I know that that's the first information that I need to discover before I can figure out this question. So I'm going to take 1,780 and divide by 2. Now, why am I dividing by 2? Because there's 2 people. So does the divisor fit in the dividends? First number. Does 2 fit into 1? No, so we need to go to the second number. Does the divisor fit in the dividends? Second number. Yes, it does. How many times does 2 go into 17? Again, you should be solving this with me on a spare sheet of paper, whiteboard, anything. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 8 times. Put it up top, then multiply, then we subtract and next number down and start again. So you should have subtracted 17 minus 16, which is 1, and brought down the next digit, which is 8. Does the divisor fit in the dividends? Third number. So does 2 fit into 18? Yes, it does. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 9 times, right? Put it up top, then multiply, then we subtract and next number down and start again. So you should have subtracted 18 minus 18, which is 0, brought down the next digit. So does 2 go into 0? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I misspoke. 2 obviously does not go into 0. So we go, does the divisor fit in the dividends? Fourth number. So 2 fits into 0, remember, 0 times. So multiply, then we subtract and next number down and start again. So you should have ended up with the number 890. If you did your long division correctly, that's what you should have ended up with. So if I divide these 2 in half, it's going to be 890, 890. But wait, we know that Joshua has 20 less than Josephina. And if so the first thing that a lot of students will do is they'll subtract 20 from Josephina's. That's not what we want to do. We're actually going to subtract 10 because if we take away 10 from Josephina and add it if we take away 10 from Joshua and add it to Josephina, then that will be 20 less total. So 890 minus 10 is 880. 890 plus 10 is 900. So this is what our final answer should be. So we did step 7 where we looked at the math. We put it in a complete sentence. So here's our answer key. We totally nailed it. Good job, team. Pause the screen, do the rest. Again, this is all you're required to do for today. I'm also going to do a video for the black diamond and double black diamond, so stay tuned if you would rather do that in practice than IXL.